Hi, everyone. I'm Alice,
And I'm Walter.
and this is
Waterfront
Waterfront
Wednesdays.
Wednesdays, brought to you by Boston Harbor Now. Today on Zoom, I'm joined by Walter Hope, the chairman and president of the Friends of the Boston Harbor Islands, a nonprofit established in 1979 to create a volunteer corps that supports park rangers on the islands.
Hi, Alice. It's great to be here.
As a Charlestown resident and an employee of Boston Harbor Now, I think of myself as someone who really lives and breathes the harbor. But even beyond volunteering or professional interests, you actually do.
That's right. I actually live on the harbor.
On a boat!
That's right. On a boat. It's not a houseboat, though.
Walter is part of a small and close-knit community that lives year-round on a boat in one of a handful of marinas on Boston's harbor.
I'm one of the liveaboards. That's what we call ourselves. And it's especially easy to befriend the people around you when you're literally all in the same boat, floating next to each other.
But Boston doesn't have the kinds of houseboats that I usually imagine on European canals.
No, those flat-bottom boats aren't usually seaworthy. They're not for great weather, so they're better suited for lakes or warmer climates.
Your home has the opportunity to take you on an adventure whenever you'd like.
It does, and every day I'm close to the water, which feels like an adventure in and of itself. Last year I lived on land for about 4 months, and I lost the sensation of weather changes. At the marina, we constantly think about tides, winds, and weather. It's automatic. I see every sunrise and every sunset.
What are some ways over the long term that you've watched the harbor change?
I moved to Boston to go to Northeastern during the worst days of the harbor. I worked for Boston Harbor Cruises when the harbor was very polluted. Now there are fish and seals and edible lobster.
You've seen the harbor bounce back post-cleanup. You've watched nature firsthand recover from decades of polluting. But being so close to the harbor, so close to the ocean, has to give you a sense of fragility or vulnerability.
Living on a boat certainly does make you aware of the effects of nature. I'm regularly doing work to maintain it and then undo the damage of the salt water and salt air, from fixing leaks on the roof to waxing the sides to changing zincs pieces that on the hull that protect the engine from corrosion.
And sometimes a combination of nature and human error have thrown you curveballs.
That's certainly true. Our first boat sank just before we flew back from a vacation, and last year our second boat was damaged beyond repair by a fire that started on a nearby boat.
Resilience is one of those words that gets tossed around a lot with climate change and usually linked to building infrastructure. But these experiences are a good reminder that resilience really is about the capacity of individuals and communities to bounce back.
That was certainly true in both of these cases. The community at the marina helped us get back on our feet both times.
And you can still find daily signs of hope.
Absolutely. A young couple that also lost their boat in the fire got married soon after, and they're in a new boat with a brand new baby.
It sounds like you're prepared to withstand anything. What sorts of challenges do you routinely prepare for?
Storms and winters really put us to the test. In most storms, you just strap things down, put everything away, and try to sleep through the bobbing boat. In the winter, you practice walking up and down the gangways in all weather. But when there's an actual hurricane or a very bad nor'easter, the marina shuts down and we check into the hotel next door.
What about the current crisis? Has that had an impact on you?
Well, actually, one member of our community was told to self-quarantine just in case. He informed the marina owners and self-quarantined. Everyone around him immediately offered food and assistance. That's the kind of benefits of a tight and helpful community.
I am truly in awe. Living on a boat in Boston Harbor is certainly not without its challenges, but the literal and metaphorical buoyancy of it is truly inspiring.
Thanks, Alice. And thanks for tuning in. I'm Walter Hope.
And I'm Alice Brown.
Follow me and the Friends of the Boston Harbor Islands on Twitter at FBHI_Boston.
And you can follow me at Fairy Fairy.
If you like this video, give us a like or leave a comment below.
Tell your friends, subscribe to this channel.
And when the health crisis is over,
we can't wait to see you on the
waterfront.